Audio.
Okay. Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. I'm sitting here this evening, still celebrating Tiger's birthday. We just were sitting here chatting and wanted to clue you all in on what we're just hanging around, chilling, talking about this evening. Now, none of us are big drinkers, but we're all more than over 21 and enjoy an alcoholic beverage once in a while. And how did the discussion get started? I can't.
Because y'all got me those three things of Dragonfire wine, and we started talking about that.
That's right. So Mellow and Lizard got Tiger 3 bottles of really, really cool wine called Dragonfire wine. And it's in these awesome bottles, and there's a little light in the bottom that lights up. And the cool thing is that the wine actually it has edible glitter in it, and it sparkles when you swirl it.
Right. And the three flavors we got them were representing
Health, mana, stamina.
potions. And, because we're all big nerds here. So it was just right that we got him a health potion, which was, strawberry, a mana potion, which was blue and blueberry, and a stamina potion, which was green apple.
Yeah.
And explain what mana is.
The thing that makes you do magic.
Okay, so now we're gonna have a wizard in the family.
So, yeah.
You're a wizard, Tiger.
Yeah! Yeah, mana is essentially the energy that you manipulate depending upon what source material, either it's an external or an internal thing, to be able to cast a spell.
Stamina is more for punching.
Yeah.
Right.
Stamina
Got
is
ya.
for being able to...
So I'm hearing nerd.
Yeah. Basically.
Okay, got you. So, but I tasted the strawberry dragonfire wine, which Lizard picked out because they love all things strawberry, and it was not too bad. It was very strong. It had a very strong flavor. Kind of burned a little bit, and I'm not even a novice drinker, and it burned a little bit. So, but you guys had green apple, and you thought it was pretty good.
I liked it as it is, but I found out later, and apparently my roommate knew this, I didn't, that you were supposed to let it sit for anywhere from half an hour to 2 hours, depending upon the wine, to let it breathe.
Yes.
I did not know that, so I'm going to be letting that happen with the red one tonight.
Excellent.
There's a lot of things we don't know about alcohol, because usually we just have fruity mixed drinks, because I'm not a big fan of the alcoholic taste, so anything I get when the rare times I do drink is has to be really fruity, has to be really flavorful. Like
Can't taste alcohol.
oh, Lizard can't taste alcohol at all, otherwise they're turned off by it.
And I have a sensitive taste to it, so anything alcoholic, coffee, tea, I can't get past their taste.
I've had many mixed coffee drinks as well, and no matter how much to me I can't taste the coffee, they can.
I can always taste the bitter that seeps through. Like mom's like, "Oh, this is very sweet. Taste it." I'm like, "Ugh, coffee." Or like alcoholic drinks, like hey, there's a lime flavor to it. Try it. I'm like, it's just beer. That's all I taste. It's just beer.
Yeah, because Papa tried the new what was that lime thing you had? Michelob Ultra Lime, and I thought it was
Not sponsored episode.
no, not at all. And it had a light beer flavor in the beginning, but then it had a really nice lime finish, so you don't get that nasty beer aftertaste. So I thought that was really nice, and I'm not a big beer drinker.
And then I took a drink and I got it was beer.
Yeah,
The beer did not go.
I am also a fruity drinker. Bahama Mamas are my jam. Papa prefers Bloody Marys, so he likes it a little spicy.
Don't say that in the mirror 3 times.
True. So, do you guys have a favorite that you've ever found?
Oh, I don't know about a favorite because, like I said, I'm not a real big fan of alcohol. If I'm gonna party, it's usually 420. But when I like drinks, red, white, and brew wine cooler.
Yes, the red, white, and blueberry or whatever they are. They're little wine. Those things go down like Kool-Aid. They're so good and they're dangerous because you don't feel the taste the alcohol to me at all.
Sometimes they get a little like sometimes my taste is really strong of alcohol. So what I do is usually mix them in with Sprite, and so I can down any alcohol with Sprite. And I even tried the Dragonfire wine with Sprite, and it's like it takes away all the alcoholic taste, and all you get
You
is
guys
like
are mixing wine with Sprite.
yeah,
It's a spark. It makes it a sparkling thing.
it makes it.
I have to have like 1/5 wine in my Sprite.
Did y'all know what happened when I opened that first bottle?
Oh yeah, the cork blew off, and we're like, where'd it go?
There's a dent in the ceiling. Did you guys not see it?
I didn't
There's
know.
actually 2 dents in the
There's
ceiling.
two dents.
Yeah, they were there before. Oh,
Sure, they were there before. Wink, wink. Yep, yep. They were there before.
there was malfunctions with the broom a couple times.
A broom. That's even.
I've done that, and if you have lowered ceilings than what you're used to, it's so easy to yeah, you don't even know.
I think she was trying to like move, like she grabbed the broom by the low end, was trying to move it or something, and accidentally hit the ceiling and a little more force.
Hey man, when you're single and on your own and you gotta figure shit out, shit happens. No judgment.
No. The other one was there before she moved in a few years ago. Because like the blinds sitting out that one door, the glass door, that was done by the roommates before, or by the tenants before.
Oh, all right.
So technically, those are a huge no-no, and yeah, will not be supported or repaired.
We're back.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so the big fan of the Dragonfire wine. Not only are they awesome to look at, the jar or not the jar, the bottle is very very cool. The whole aesthetic. I mean, I'm not a big nerd, but I think they're pretty freaking cool. I would buy them just to keep them forever on a shelf.
Siriana and I were actually talking. We're going to save the bottles, and get like some edible glitter and do some like water and food color or something to put in there, and then just be able to hit the button and spin them and make it look all pretty.
Glitter glue.
They already glitter.
Yeah, but we can at least enjoy the wine and then save the bottles and use them.
Oh, you mean refilling them after you drink
Yeah.
it? Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha. Sorry, I'm also 420 over here a little bit.
That'll be me later.
Yeah, because you have to drive home so far, and that sucks.
Mhm.
And we just start the day pretty late because you were sleeping because you're working overnights now.
Yeah.
So, yay, you're coming at our bedtime. Yay.
Sucks for you.
I know, it does.
No more all-day visits here.
That makes me sad.
Well, you can come down all night. We can have an all-night party, watch movies, have popcorn.
20 years ago, I totally would have taken you up on it because I used to do that with my friends. That's an entire story. Like it was winter time, and it was snowing, and everyone was asleep, and I was up bored, and my friend, I'm just gonna call her Sarah because nobody knows who she is. It was from 20 years ago, and she's like, "Hey, I'm working at the gas station," because she was home from college, and on college break, she would work at the gas station for money, during the school year. And so I went down and hung out with her, and nobody knew I was there. I just went out in the middle of the night to hang out with a friend at the gas station, and I waited with her while she was closing up, and it was just a quick get together because we are both so busy and not really have time. And leaving there was this kid. I'm saying kid. I was probably 19 at the time, and he was maybe
You left me, a 2-year-old,
you.
alone?
Your sperm donor was there in the house.
Oh, well, that was a great thing.
Worse.
Like, wow.
No wonder I am
Oh,
continue.
Yeah, we were all asleep. But what I sound even worse coming up next, okay? So there's this kid in the parking lot, and I'm like, dude, are you okay? And he was like 15 or 16, okay? So, and I'm like not that much older, but I felt like I'm 40 because I already had kids and everything.
Godmother, what is wrong with you, child?
And so he had a fight with his dad, and he left and he had nowhere to go because it was like midnight and it's snowing and no he's just wandering. And I'm like, dude, I'll take you to my house. So I drive him literally, I basically kidnapped, and then looking back on it now, a kid. And I was trying to do the right thing. I did not want to leave this kid out, and it's literally below freezing in the snow with nowhere to go. And so my conscience was like, I'm not gonna let this, I took him home. And I took him miles to my home outside the city limits, and that's probably a felony. But anyway,
I'd like to report a missing child.
Dad was complaining earlier that when we did our, video and we said we stole Mama's equipment, sorry, Mama, we were supposed to be talking about risque things, our crimes and everything. And here we are, our beloved mother admitted
I've lived a lot longer than you.
Now that Mom was going out middle of the night, 19 years old, stealing children. And then me, 22, my sister, 25. We have to ask permission if we're going to go out past 10 o'clock. We have to tell
That is not true.
We have to inform the masses. We have to go before our pulpit.
Because of the dogs. Because the dogs. That's why. And if your dad has to get up to go to work the next day and they're barking when you come in at midnight or 1 o'clock, that's an issue. And we would just like to be forewarned of such an occurrence. That is all. That there's not that you have to ask permission. Just inform the other members of the household. That's all I ask.
She didn't inform that member of the household. She was
You were a toddler. Why would I inform you?
Why is this man doing in our house?
Well, anyway, very early next morning, because I always woke up early because of you guys, but he woke up early too, evidently, and he was like, "Hey, can you give me a ride back into town so I can do whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take you back to town. I just didn't want you to freeze, having nowhere to go." So I drove him back to town. I remember, I think I took him to a friend's house because somebody was finally up and able to get a hold of somebody to go to someone's house. And that's all that happened. And it was, yeah. But looking back now, I was probably kidnapping, even though I was trying to do a good deed. You do lots of dumb stuff when you're young.
Yeah, I mean, I never took anyone back to my house, but one night after work, I was heading back to a friend of mine. I'm gonna call her Witch and Panda. I was rooming with them, and I was heading back, and I was taking the back roads, and there was this wobbly, kind of jerkily walking young lady alongside the road. And I don't know what drove me to be an idiot, but I pulled over and I'm like, "Hey, are you needing to get somewhere?" It's kind of, it's midnight to 1 in the morning. And I was like, "Hey, do you need to go somewhere?" And she gets in my car. And I'm like, "Okay, where do you need to go?" And she gives me an address and I'm like, "Okay, I have no idea where that is, but can you tell me where it is?" She tells me right next to Country Mart.
Okay.
So as I'm driving, she nonstop starts jabbering. Okay, you know how oracles sound, how hallucinatory insanity they spill? That's what this lady was doing the entire time, speaking about her father needing forgiveness about something she did, but that she did something and she demanded forgiveness from him, and they don't talk to each other, but something's happening, and her grandmother needs to know everything. And I'm like, this is how I'm going to die today. By picking up this young lady that's going to probably stab me, saying that she's going to forgive me later. Oh no! But I made it to the address. Turns out it was her grandmother's address, and I was like, "I hope you stay safe." And then she looks at me and she's just solid minute, no talking, just
Staring you in the eyeballs.
and then she gets out of my car and goes up to the house, and I'm just like, "I survived."
Did you immediately lock the doors?
Yeah. I backed up and went back. I'm like, I'm going home.
Was your heart thumping?
I was just like, is she placing a curse on my family bloodline? I think.
Oh my god, that explains so much.
Is that why it fell apart?
It fell apart,
It's
yeah.
not your fault.
Thanks, Mello.
Every time I drive past that road now, I just look and I'm like thinking, did she get forgiveness from her dad? Grandma. Did your grandma welcome her
And I
warmly?
remember the address to go check. And you find out the ground's like, but she died. Where she 9 years ago.
Jesus Christ, no.
They tell those stupid stories in too.
And it turns out that was her sister. Like, and here our house
Did the cab kill her? Is that what I did? I just listened to her whole murder spree.
And she's like,
I went for forgiveness and got.
and she's like, oh, you actually listen. Bye.
You shall be the one who survived to tell my tale.
Hiker horror stories or.
One,
Okay, let's hear. I can't do
So-
that one.
I was delivering newspapers at the time. I absolutely hate the boss today. To this day. But one of the places I delivered to is a gas station. Literally across the street from the local jail. And y'all already know where this is going.
Plot twist.
Um, there was someone in there going, "Hey, can you give me a ride into town? Because it's right on the edge of town. It's probably like a 5-minute drive to get from there to back into town. So forget walking, and it's late at night. People are crazy." I'm like, "Okay, cool, I can do that." Um, and at this point in time, I was always on the phone with somebody. There was about 2 or 3 other people, but we were always on a call with each other all night long, talking and bullshitting with each other. And halfway into town, they realized what exactly I did because apparently they weren't paying attention when I was talking to this lady.
Great backup
And
right
they're
there.
like, "Yeah, she's probably going to try to kill you. You should," like, okay, cool. I played it off as that I was on the phone with my boss, and I had to go do something. But I had to drop her off. So I dropped her off at the local donut store that wasn't quite open yet. And proceeded on with my night.
Do I like?
That,
Anything weird happen out of it? Not a single death threat? Not ominous noises? She faded into the moonlight?
no.
You were not merely. I asked for my trigger stories that nearly murdered you, but you gave me this wholesome. Your friends warned you of the plot beginning before, so you're like, I'm gonna subvert this.
And I dropped her off somewhere safe. Like, it
always
technically
trust
wasn't
donut
open,
shops.
but there were people there doing the making the donuts and everything, and they were able to help her out. I'm assuming able to call somebody or something, but
Or they got murdered.
I got murdered. I'm like, I didn't hear anything.
Welcome to the inner workings of Lizard.
Lizard doesn't have a hitchhiker story.
But I because I've
Listen,
heard it,
listen
and I've
to
seen
hitchhiker
many
story.
creatures. I've been terrorized by my teenage years from 13 till now.
See, Lizard is the one when you pick him up hitchhiking, you should be scared.
But just because she's tiny and cute and
Okay.
very innocuous looking,
Okay,
you would
wait.
never suspect her to have 18 hidden knives on her at all times, but
How
she
many-
does.
I thought there would be more.
Hold it, too. Mallow got pepper spray, and things though. Okay, so this happened while we were at Walmart. Her ex-boyfriend just opened the car door. This is like after 2 years after she broke up with them. Just opened her car passenger side door and just got in the car with her. And not even for one second she thought I should get some of this. I had a knife in there. I know I did, and she had a pepper spray right in her driver's side door. She didn't grab none of them.
She
And then
just
she-
sat there.
So you were angry
And then she,
that Mallow didn't pepper spray someone who was not a physical threat to her.
he went to her private property, her car, with no invitation or anything. That is ground. He's a big dude. He's like at least a good almost foot on her. I would have stabbed him if I was there. There would have been zero hesitation. He got in the car. He would die.
Look, the man's an idiot, but
Wait,
He's
wait.
lucky that I was not in the car.
Wait,
And at Walmart.
Picture it.
Never
Wait,
mind.
picture it. Picture it. For some reason, when these two were together, okay, and sitting in the Walmart parking lot, Lizard's in the back seat. Okay.
I've been in
she
front.
slowly rises up.
No, I'm just saying, for some reason, you're in the back seat and Mallow's in the driver's seat, like always, and he just pops his little tootsie into the passenger seat, and then as soon as his butt touches the upholstery, stab, 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 stab.
I know.
No hi, no hello, no fuck off. Just a little stabby little chucky doll. in the
As
back.
soon as he got into the car, he said, "Hey, buddy, how are you?" Can you imagine? Hey, bye.
You know the knife I had in the car at that time? I'm gonna tell you a knife. My grandpa gave me a marine issue knife that has a blood-grooved blade, and that would have gotten into his neck.
Okay, I think you can all tell
I-
that it's been a long day.
And then Mal was like,
Oh, no.
It's fine. I don't need to lock my car door after this.
I locked my door now.
You
Your
better.
Honor, this still does not count as premeditation.
No, he big dude with no invitation comes to the car, I stab him. And the reason I keep a knife on
Talking over the thought of her slowly rising up from the backseat.
I've been waiting for this moment
like,
for 2 long years. This is for the name of my sister.
I would not have looked at who it was before I did it though. I would not have realized it until I had stabbed him.
You dishonored my family.
I got rid of you once. Now it's time for me to get rid of you
And
permanently.
if for some reason I did not have a weapon with me, I still would have assaulted him.
Just so 20 hands.
No. She's sitting in the back seat like Remy kicking you in the back of the head.
I would do
I
damage
just-
though.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
Checking bite mark.
I had more teeth at that time.
Oh my lordy. Woo! Okay.
So there was a rabid raccoon.
It was feral, I promise. Had to have rabies.
Hey, as many weird animal stories we've had in our family, it's possible.
Really well behaved, but it's hostile to strangers.
It was just a peaceful possum in the back seat until a man got in the car. We got feral. We don't know what happened.
It just doesn't like dickheads.
Oh,
Anyway, how did we go from alcohol to this?
I don't know. We were supposed to talk about
I'll-
the cake you guys made too. So I,
mean-
was
I
going to
mean-
segue from that from the
I mean,
donut
alcohol
shop.
causes these type of conversations.
So did we.
Why
So-
get those advertisements on Facebook? I don't know. Who's you?
I don't know. But
So
Sorry, he should
we're
have.
going to talk about your interest in
Should I put this back in the fridge?
no, it's
probably.
fine. It's been set now.
I love this ice cream.
About your baking and stuff. We're ready.
You
to-
bake?
You were gonna segue from the
Oh,
donut
yeah, I
shop.
was gonna be like, okay, so since you obviously, brought up the donut shop, we want to talk about our other wonderful bakers here. And they're not baking donuts; they made a wonderful cake. But then we went into, violent manslaughter.
Okay, I would like to say something now.
Oh,
Well, I would stab a man.
Oh Lord,
I-
mercy!
I would not use food to harm somebody. I think that's very, you shouldn't do that. That's a bad thing to do. You should not poison a cupcake to hurt somebody. If you're gonna hurt somebody, do it up front.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
that's a
don't.
great segue into with the cake you made. Okay, there's nothing wrong.
Are
with
you
it.
sure you wouldn't poison us?
I would never.
Well, okay. Well, the cake is delicious, and it was made entirely by Lizard. Thank
Other
you
than the
very much.
icing.
The icing. Since this is Tiger's first birthday with us here, when I found out that he liked caramel and stuff, I made him homemade caramel icing. And it was a little bit different being homemade to ice it, but Lizard did an excellent job of decorating the cake. But I gotta give a big shout out to Papa because, like, I'm gonna say 65% of this icing is whipping it, mixing it continuously for a very, very long time, and he did that for me. So yeah, big shout out to Papa for
Thank you, Papa. You did great.
mixing it for 45 minutes.
Well,
Yeah, so what about, does everybody else have any kind, I know Mallow does not bake.
Oh,
I do.
I mean, I probably could if I found the motivation to, but
I got a tube of homemade chocolate chip cookie dough in the fridge.
But you know how to bake from scratch, and whenever you and I are feeling well, we prefer to bake from scratch.
I will never try again to make a homemade pie crust.
Oh, it's easy if you. It's messy is the problem. The cleanup is the bitch of it.
I would rather make homemade sugar cookies and cut it all up myself than have to try to make a pie crust again.
Well, that's fine.
I will never do it again.
Just having
You
Vietnam flashbacks
you
of
have
her.
to tell Tiger the story though. Why?
It'll be like a flaky pie crust with the one where you have to put butter between and roll it, and then fold it and roll it. And it kept, I don't know, I guess I fricked it up somehow, but it kept cracking and wouldn't stay together.
It was just too dry.
And at one point, I just, threw it in the counter, and I was just like, it can stay there. And I gave up.
Think about your sins.
Well,
And then mom fixed it, so I've never did it again.
If I could bring up one thing, okay, so what birthday was it? I had asked for an ice cream cake.
Oh my goodness.
And I wasn't expecting an actual homemade cake. I was expecting, like, something you buy from Dairy Queen. My mama went above and beyond, and it's still to this day the greatest one of the greatest cakes that I've ever had. It was like 4 sheet cakes.
No, it was like a 7-layer cake.
A 7-layer cake with ice cream in between each cake. It was massive and messy
It
and
lived in the
melty.
freezer.
It lived in the freezer for weeks.
Yeah, it was massive. Yeah, I told her I was like, enjoy it because I will never do it again. My kitchen took a week to get clean and unsticky. Because every time somebody would have a piece, it would be sticky everywhere all over again.
It was incredible though.
What was your favorite birthday cake that I made you?
I think my favorite one would probably be the rainbow cake.
Yeah.
My
That was really good.
it was like a full, you cut it open, it was just like rainbow. Of each layer is rainbow. And I was like, it was homemade too. I'm like,
That took a very, very long time to make.
so I think it was one of those years I asked you to just surprise me with something. I trust you with it, and wasn't expecting that it'd be rainbow inside. And I was like, I go, those angel sing moment? That's what happened when they cut the cake and pulled out a slice.
Well, I'm happy because, again, back when I was able to, or like a lot of times I wasn't able to do like daily things, but I would try to like suck it up and, Hercules through like for holidays and birthdays, and because Papa doesn't bake, and,
He's the grill master. He can cook and he can grill like no other. The rest of us don't know how to operate a grill.
well, I do, but he won't let me.
He also does breakfast really well.
He does wonderful
He cooks
breakfast.
Sunday breakfast every Sunday. Yes, he's amazing.
That reminds me. Hey, Dad.
No, did that come after?
Gonna ask about Sunday breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna ask for the cheesy sausages. They're great.
A lot of cheese. And sausages.
We're all on cheese and
Oh, we actually have cheese sausages. I don't know.
You're asking the one person who doesn't know what the fuck is in the house.
Okay, that says no.
Oh, I was right.
There is cheese sausages. We're not out.
Okay.
Okay, sidebar aside, I have no clue what I was saying.
Okay. Oh, Tiger.
Hmm.
Did you have any memorable birthday cakes made throughout your years?
Or anything that you really enjoyed baking yourself.
My main go-to cake, we were actually talking about this earlier, was the wacky cake for people's birthdays.
Wacky?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was one that passed down from my grandmother. It was developed during the Great Depression and does not use what?
Sorry. I don't know.
Okay. But it does not use things like the sugar and all that where they were more hard to get during the Great Depression.
Expensive.
It uses things like the only ingredient I can ever remember is vinegar.
Oh.
But it comes out so well. It really, really does. It is. I'm gonna have to make it for you.
Okay.
I'll bring it up sometime.
I'm going to try a bite, but if I taste vinegar, I'm gonna look at you.
You don't taste the vinegar at all. It comes out really good. It's not like your traditional super sweet cakes, but it's one that I've always enjoyed.
Depending what's in it, it sounds to me like the vinegar would just be used as like kind of like how baking soda helps the and with the flour and the salt helps set the rise.
Mm-hmm.
It's that chemical reaction it needs because vinegar will allow air and bubbles and things in there like it won't be enough. I bet it's like maybe 2 tablespoons that all it would go in there.
I think it was like 6 or 7 cups. No, I'm joking.
I was gonna say, I was like, wow,
really
how
is a
big of
lot
a
to
batch
make.
are you making?
No, it uses a bit of that. And the only reason I remember that is because it was the one ingredient that everybody got hooked up on. Because I'm like, I always want to make sure because this is your traditional cake, like in case someone had like food allergies. I'm like, okay, it has this, and this in there, and the people are like, vinegar in a cake,
Right.
and like, I get that, but try a slice. It's good. It's a chocolate cake. It uses cocoa powder, and I always pair it with like a chocolate frosting because it goes well
Is
together.
it really sweet?
No.
Huh.
More
Well,
standard.
we will have to find that recipe and try it.
I have to get the recipe from the family and make that one day. I told you I want to get one of those big old mixers, so I'll probably make it after I get that. Put everything in there together.
Yeah. Mixtures are nice. It's just again the cleanup because the bigger the bowl and the bigger, depending on the size of your sink and it. Yeah. To me, the size I cannot wait to win that imaginary Powerball and build my dream house and have my dream kitchen.
I get paid sometime Tuesday morning, so when I go to work Tuesday night, I'm buying Powerball and McMillions tickets.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna win it. I'm gonna win it. Then I'm gonna disappear. I'm gonna go who?
Oh.
No.
I mean, that's the smart thing to do, honestly, because you can imagine
Oh.
just your evil stepsister.
No, 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 no.
Well,
No,
you
the smart thing to do is to actually as soon as you win, the first thing you do is you contact a lawyer and a accountant, and you start getting it set up because there are smart ways to do it where you can get the money. Apparently, even though you'll get like more overall with the monthly payments.
you want an accountant, but to actually do that, you want a money manager
Mhm.
because they're the ones that can do like the stocks and the CDs and all that kind of thing. And
You want to get all that stuff set up and at least talk to people before you claim the prize. And one of the things I'm personally going to look into is to see if this state has any laws or rules or whatever where I require to be publicly announced as a
You don't.
winner.
No.
Because I don't want to be announced as publicly as like, oh yes, this person in this state won because
There's,
it's going to draw everybody out.
there's a penalty for it, and I don't remember what it is, but I know there was something. They're like, well, if you don't, then this.
Okay.
But again, you'd have to look it up because I don't recall exactly what it was.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, we didn't really make it to everything I think had said we were going to chat about whenever we were just sitting here calmly chatting. For some reason, when the mic turns on, my grown adult children turn into 5-year-olds.
Hey, 8, 5, and 2.
Okay, there you go. 8, 5, and 2. But you guys, I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you're having as much fun as we are. Be safe. Spay and neuter your pets. And what, Papa?
Return signals.
That's right. Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.